If I were to show you Zurich for the first time, I wouldn't give you a list of landmarks that you need to check out. I would bring you on a walk because Zurich is one of those cities that you need to discover while walking. It will reveal itself to you. It's all about those little streets that you might miss, the hidden courtyards, and the history that is woven into the daily life. So over the years I've lived here, I've kind of nailed down a tour of the old city that I bring my family and friends whenever they visit to show them what Zurich is all about. And today I'll take you with me. Let's go. So we're starting here at Zurich Hauptbahnhof, the main railway station, and for most people arriving in the city by train, their first glimpse of Zurich. Before we leave, there are two little Zurich details I wanted to show you. The first is the big clock here in the main hall, which is probably the one most people notice. But if you're a local, you probably don't meet under the clock. You meet under the angel. This is Niki de Saint-Phal's l'ange protecteur, and it has become one of those unofficial meeting points that every local knows. It's one of the busiest train stations in Europe, and it's where we will start because most likely you will also get to Zurich from here or close to here. And it's a beautiful train station that will lead us to our first stop. From the station, we're going to walk straight towards Bahnhofstrasse. And one of the easiest ways to get around Zurich is, of course, by tram. The network is so good that you really don't need a car to explore the center. And for this particular walk, you definitely don't need one either. And this is Bahnhofstrasse, probably the most famous street in Zurich. It runs from the main station all the way down to the lake and is known for its luxury shops, department stores, and of course some very serious Swiss watch shopping. But when I show people Bahnhofstrasse, I actually don't tell them to go shopping. I'll tell them to look up. Because once you start paying attention to the buildings, the facades, and the little details around you, the street becomes much more interesting. And here's one of those little details that you might otherwise completely miss. This clock has a little performance twice a day, at 11 a.m. in the morning and again at 4 p.m., when the figurines come out and the bells play. So if you're planning your walk around it, those are the two times to remember. It's a very small thing, but it's exactly the kind of detail I love showing people when they visit. And from here we continue along Bahnhofstrasse and Rennweg, but there's a little detour I want to make along the way. Because behind one of the city's most familiar shopping streets, you'll find something you probably wouldn't expect to see here at all. And now it's time for another hidden gem in Bahnhofstrasse. And as you might know, Switzerland is known for its banks. But have you ever walked into a vault, like a caveau of a Swiss bank? Well, that's what we're about to do. Now, this is one of those places I absolutely love showing people who visit Zurich, because you would never guess what's underneath a shop like this. This used to be a Swiss bank, and with that, it came with a vault. And today you can actually walk in and see it for yourself, because it's now part of the cost store. So let's have a look inside. And once you get past the close, you start to realize that you're actually standing inside a former bank. In the men's section, you can still see the original incredibly thick vault door. And along the walls, you can see all of the old security deposit boxes. Some of them can even still be open. Sadly, there's nothing inside, so no unexpected Swiss fortune to report here. But I love that so much of the original space has been preserved. Even on the ground floor, you can still see the old signs showing the different services the bank used to offer. It's one of those places where you can quite literally see the old Zurich underneath the new one. And speaking of banks, we're not going very far for our next stop. We're heading to Paradeplatz. And midway through Bahnhofstrasse, you will reach Paradeplatz. And what it's known for, of course, it's the center of the financial soul of Zurich. So you'll find the biggest banks here. But Switzerland is so much more than banks, chocolate, and watches, and Zurich as well. So it combines this financial soul with a historical, very calm soul. And this is what I love about Zurich. It's a lot of souls, a lot of types of life that actually combine and live here in the city that I call home. From Paradeplatz, we are going to leave the banking district behind and head into the Old Town. And this is where I usually tell people to stop following Google Maps quite closely. Just walk. One of my favorite ways into the Old Town is along Augustinergasse, because almost every few steps there's another little detail to notice. Colorful facades, old doorways, tiny courtyards and streets that suddenly open up into something completely different. The part of Zurich where I think it's worth getting a little lost. Look up, look into the side streets, and don't be afraid to take a turn just because it looks interesting. You never know what you'll find. And this brings us to Lindenhof, one of the oldest parts of Zurich, and for me, one of the most beautiful viewpoints in the city. Lindenhof has been an important site for centuries, and this is where the Romans established a settlement known as Zurich. The name is one of the earliest known references to what would eventually become Zurich. But even if you're not particularly interested in Roman history, this is a stop I wouldn't skip, because from up here you get one of those views that puts the whole city into perspective. The Limmat, the Old Town, Großmünster, and the rooftops stretching all the way towards the lake. From Lindenhof, we're heading back down into the Old Town towards St. Peter's Church. And there's another Zurich detail here that is very easy to miss unless you happen to look up. That clock face is around 8.7 meters in diameter, making it one of the largest church clock faces in Europe. And it's one of those details that makes you realize just how much of Zurich's history is literally built into the city around you. And when you're walking through the Old Town, there's actually another hidden gem that not a lot of people know about, and it was discovered by mistake. If you make a left here on Thermengasse, you will see that they have found, when they were renovating a house, they found by mistake some ancient Roman thermal baths, and we're gonna check them out. These Roman baths date back almost 2,000 years to the time when Zurich was still Turicum, and I love that they're just tucked underneath the Old Town. You could walk past here every day without even realizing what's underneath you. And from here, we're going to continue through some of the quieter corners of the Old Town. This is one of the things I really love about walking around Zurich. You can turn a corner and suddenly find yourself in a little square like this. These are the places where locals come to sit outside, have a coffee or a drink, and make the most of a bit of sunshine when it finally appears. And honestly, sometimes this is the best way to experience Zurich. No particular plan, just find a nice spot, sit down for a while, and watch the city go by. And you'll notice fountains everywhere in Zurich. There are more than 1,200 of them across the city, and the water is clean enough to drink. And just a few steps further, there's another little piece of Zurich's history that I think is worth seeing. This is the cloister of Fraumünster. The church itself dates back to the 9th century, but what I particularly love here is what's tucked away in the courtyard. The walls are covered with a series of frescoes by Swiss artist Paul Bodmer, telling the story of Zurich and the history of the Fraumünster. And I think this is such a lovely example of how history works in this city. You can be walking through the center, surrounded by shops, cafes, and everyday life, and then suddenly step into a complete peaceful courtyard surrounded by centuries of history. It's one of those little pauses that makes walking through the Old Town so enjoyable. And now we're heading towards the lake, but there's one more very Zurich thing I want to show you along the way.
And right at the very end of Bahnhofstrasse, towards the lake, there's Bürkliplatz. And once a week, you have the flea market on Saturday. On Fridays, usually market day, so you'll find flowers, food, all the things. But Saturday is the flea market. And the flea market usually is during the warmer months. So usually between March and October. But if you want to be sure, just check out the link below with all the dates. And have fun exploring for some vintage cool things to bring back with you.
And then, just like that, the old town opens up onto the lake. This is one of the things I think makes Zurich particularly special. You could spend the morning walking through medieval streets, looking at churches and old buildings, and within minutes you're standing right by the water. But we're not quite finished yet. Rather than ending here, I want to take you back towards the Limmat. This is where I'd finished a walk along the river with some of the city's most beautiful historic buildings all around you. You have the Großmünster, the Wasserkirche, the Rathaus on the other side of the river, and of course the Old Town rising up behind them. And from here you get one of those views that I think really captures Zurich. It's historic, but it's also very much alive.
So this was my little tour of Zurich. I hope you liked it. And if you have questions about Zurich or Switzerland, just let me know in the comments. And I hope to see you soon in Zurich. Bye.